My daughter had some struggles that I wasn't aware of. You know, she attempted suicide when she was 14, and I could not understand why she did not want to remain a part of life. It was easy for me, I think, because I grew up with brothers and sisters, so, you know, I learned how to fight things off, you know. But her being the only child, she didn't get to have that kind of stimulus, you know, to know how to fight something off when it was hard or unpleasant, you know. So she just had to go into her little hole and hide until it got better. And I think that's what she's been doing all her life, is just finding a hole to hide in until it gets better. And she never, you know, she got into that pit of darkness and couldn't come out. When she called me on the phone, all she said was, "Mom, I love you, and I'll see you later." And that was it. That's all I got. And for 2 hours, I could tell in her voice when she hung up that that was final. It sounded too final to me, and I needed to find her, and I couldn't. But when she called back, I went running.
We have a caring culture in the Army. We care for everyone, regardless of who you are, soldier, family members, retirees, veterans, and so forth. What we want to do with the Army is to make sure that we continue to be more proactive, that when we see something wrong, we intervene, we act, we motivate soldiers, family members, and the civilians to do the right thing. That when we see something wrong, we take action.
When people talk about the Army family, it's easy to come up with concepts and ideas, but you don't really get the full force of that until something happens. And then you see, I don't want to say that they close ranks, but all of a sudden, all of those family ideals and family Army, you get that firsthand. I mean, it happens. There's a sense of something greater than self. That's how it is when I go to work every day. It's that team, it's that family. So I'm incredibly lucky. Some people choose to come in and do their 8 hours and go home and not be a part of that. And that's the challenge with civilians. You can't tell somebody that, you know, you have to take care of your battle buddy. You have to be aware of them. It's just kind of hard. So civilians kind of have to take that on themselves to try and interject themselves a little bit more into somebody's business sometimes, and that's kind of hard to do.
For me, the difference between 14 years ago, where I told no one, I mean, not even my supervisors, my leaders, no one knew what happened with my daughter. The difference between then and now is I talk about it. I'm reaching out to people who, in fact, this morning I had the chaplain's assistant, and she and I just sat and talked. And we talked about the best way to try and help her get through some of the things that she's going through, and resources to go to.
The stress they've been experiencing is usually just normal everyday to day stress. And it's just a matter of like 4 or 5 things happening simultaneously. That's my toolkit isn't quite working as well as it normally would. And that's why I've reached out for that type of help. It's a sign of strength to recognize that you need that help, and that life, you're not on that right path. You're not on that healthy path. It's a very strong sign of strength to say, hey, I need help, and I'm worth getting help.
The Army theme, shoulder to shoulder, is actually a statement that's extended to our DA civilian population and our contractors. They're not only in harm's way, they're also back here on a support basis, and they face the same type of crisis issues that people, soldiers, commit suicide for. And they need to reach out. They need to know that we will not leave them behind.
You cannot leave them alone. Don't let them say, no, it's fine. You know, I'll be okay. We'll deal with it tomorrow. No, because for them it may not be a tomorrow if you don't act. So that's the key, making sure you act right away to get them the help that they need. I'm okay. I got a good support system. You know, I got my boss, you know, and my coworkers. And like I said, this time I talked to them. So I let people know what was going on, and they're telling me of things that I could do or should do, and that's great. you know. Some of it may apply, some of it may not, but they're offering me every avenue out there. And I'm bringing it back to my daughter, you know. I mean, I see a smile on her face again. But that's because I'm looking at her, so I see that smile. So it's gonna get better.